So, apparently I'm a witch.
Cause she's a witch.
We've got a witch!
I'm the love witch.
I am a witch.
I am a witch.
I'm a witch!
Sally just came out.
Now the witch is back!
Good evening, everybody. Now the witch is back indeed. How is everybody doing? First of all, I do hope you can all hear me okay. It appears to be working. I did a little training session yesterday on Canva, and it was a nightmare for technology problems. That's now on the floor. Never mind. So yeah, unfortunately, It just did not want to work properly for me, and I had to log out, log back in, and do all of this random stuff. But I did learn, thank you to the amazing Curious Holland, I did learn all about this this Doodah phantom thingy software thing that is going to allow me to upgrade all my thumbnails moving forward. So that's a lot of work to come, but also very good. So thank you ever so much to Holland for teaching me all about the use of Canva. So yes, hope everybody's doing well. We have just come back from Weigh In from Slimming World over on our other channel. We'll be discussing what happened tomorrow. I am going to say it's a how can I put it, a disappointing result and an even more disappointing session, put it that way, to be brutally honest, but we'll have to find out. You had to find it on searches on YouTube on the telly. That's a bit bizarre. Trying to keep my hair back. I've got the fan on. Also, I've lost my little remote control for my lights. My light's on, but it's just on flashy different colour mode, and I did have the remote control on the desk. Oh, there it is. You know when you're looking for something and you literally are sat looking at it. That's what I was just doing, going, where is it? Right in front of your eyes, Lisa. Anyway, good evening. This is Beyond Authentic. My name is Lisa. This is a tarot channel. If you are thinking that this is all about the weight loss and healthy eating that we're doing, nope, that's the other one. Beyond Authentic Health. This is Beyond Authentic pagan sign, evil satanic sign, nasty horrible witchcraft sign. It's just a pentagram. It's just a 5-pointed star. It shows the 5 elements: earth, air, spirit, water, and earth, air, fire, water, and spirit. God, that made me confused then. So that's that lovely thing there, surrounded by the circle, which means it is our whole self, our whole body in a diagram. So yes, that's what that is. So that's this channel, tarot. If you're here for anything else, you're on the wrong one. Anywho, you've resubscribed. Oh my God, Patricia's a member and a moderator, and you've had to resubscribe. That is shocking. Oh well. At least I know that if it's causing problems for you, then I'm not going to worry too much about the numbers going up and down and all sorts, because that's obviously a thing that is out of my control. So it is what it is, what it is, what it is. And what it is tis was. Or something. I don't know. My brain's all over the place tonight, to be brutally honest, but we're going to do some tarot reading. I was wearing yesterday, and then earlier today, until I changed it to go get weighed, I was wearing my Ozzy Osbourne t-shirt. But look, I'm wearing my bat earrings. I need to ask you all a question. Is it too early to get the Halloween stuff out yet? Because in America, they're doing this thing called Summerween. I've never heard of it before, don't know what it is, but it appears to be spooky things in the shops in the beginning of August. I am well up for that. Absolutely well up for that. If I need to go to my local TK Maxx and go and get some more Halloween malarkey, I am more than well up for that. As you can see, you know, the amount of witchy, spooky stuff I've got all around me is ridiculous. But if that is a thing, and if we're going to get Summerween over here, then I am well up for doing the spooky decorations now. So yeah, I'm wearing my bats. I wore them to Slimming World today with a Guns N' Roses Appetite for Destruction. Amazing album. This is like my favouriteest Guns N' Roses album ever, like the best one. Keep the spooky stuff out all year. I would do Holland, but you know, I do have a husband who isn't overly spooky, and also likes very clean lines and clutter-free spaces. So he likes that. He doesn't get to live it very much with me. No to Halloween. Your head in your hands, Dormouse. No, it's not like Christmas. It's not like Christmas where it goes on really early and then everybody hates it. Halloween's the fun one. Of course, people who don't know you, if they come, they probably think your house is decorated for Halloween all year long. Yep, you just put more decorations out in August. Yep. Good evening to Melinda. Good evening to Dormouse. Good evening to Patricia. Good evening to Curious Holland. Good evening to... Who else did I just see? Phantom Punk 007. Good evening, Phantom Punk 007. Good evening to you. Right then, if you've never been here before, how do you get a reading on this here channel? Well, there are 2 ways on the channel, man. 2 ways, man. I don't know why my head is today. The first way is to wait until I open a round. You'll be able to tell that because this noise will play. And when it does, that is your signal that a round is open. Okay, when a round is open, absolutely pop your question in the live chat, starting with the word question. One of those will get selected at random. The keeper of the questions, one of our lovely mods, will let me know who that person is, and then I'll read for that person, and then we'll open up a whole new round. That's what we do until 9 p.m. If, however, you want to guarantee that your reading is done, you can do so. The air horn is super quiet. Is it? Thank you for letting me know. I did turn around. I had to turn the volume settings down yesterday. Right, let me try this one now then. See, then it just played in stereo. So I don't know. Do I need to turn that one down on here? Hang on a second. Let me just have a little doodah on the doodah. Right. So if I turn that all the way, if I put that back to zero, put that back to mute. What about now? Is that louder for you? Let me know if that is louder for you, without it echoing double. Oh, hang on. What was that? I missed a thing. While I'm talking about the readings, while I'm looking at the chat, do please remember, if you do want to guarantee your reading, you can do so by sending it in the form of a super chat. That will then come through automatically. Any amount will guarantee you on the confirmed list. If I get more than one super chat at a time, I'll do them in the order they come in. But if you want a longer reading, say you've got something really troubling you, right, and you really want to get into the nitty gritty of it, you can get a 6 or 7 card reading for $10 US, 8 GBP, Great British Pounds, or whatever the currency equivalent is. You can get yourself a longer reading for that. You can also, details are down below about where to get a reading on that their website of mine called beyondauthentic.co.uk. We are going to do a revamp coming up very soon. May or may not be inspired by Canva, but there will be a bit of a revamp happening on that as well. Dormouse, you said your daughter has Halloween stuff already on her mobility scooter, and she got the official congratulations from UCAS going into her second year 2 of social work. That is awesome. Awesome. Well done to your daughter. Good evening, Aquilarius. Doodah on the doodah. Yeah, absolutely. Right. Can you let me know, how does this sound now? I just pressed something twice to play through twice, but I don't know whether it will come through on your speakers. Did that play? Because I've got a funny feeling I've just turned it off for all of you and it's still on for me, which is then going to cause some wibbly wobblies on here. While I'm checking that, we have got some housekeeping on the channel. Now, when we say housekeeping, this is really a guidance. Look, all it says is, don't be a bit of an idiot, right? Don't be an idiot. Don't be an idiot. You heard it low. Right, fabulous, everybody. Thank you. I know what that is. Then I need to keep that one muted and this one on. Hurrah! Huzzah! Hosanna, hey, Zanna, 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 hey, Zanna, Hosanna, hey, Zanna. Yay. Right, housekeeping. These are the housekeeping rules. Before we go on, here's the housekeeping. Tarot is for entertainment purposes only. You do make all of your own decisions about your own life. Tarot should never be used to replace medical advice, legal advice, financial advice, or counselling advice. If you're looking for support in these areas, please do seek out professionals in these areas. You do have to be 18 years of age or over to get a tarot reading on this channel. And remember, please don't share private information here or anywhere else on the internet that you wouldn't want anyone or everyone finding out about now or any time in the future. Don't forget, everybody, if you would like a reading, please be sure when you are typing in that there chat to look after your own digital privacy. Okay, it's really important in this day and age, not just because you can, get defrauded and all things like that. But as I often say, if you put things in the chat that might sound innocuous, you don't know who could be following this chat, what bots there are, what information mining there could be going on, all sorts of bits and pieces. So you could put in the chat quite happily, I've just moved into the big blue house opposite Tesco's. And you go, oh, okay. Oh, that sounds lovely, living that close to a supermarket. That's grand. Oh, yeah, it's the big Tesco's in Shoeville, so it's really, really convenient. It's like, I did think we'd have to, swap, and because there wasn't really one, but then they built one recently. So we're just moving into that big house. Oh, I can't wait. Okay, so now I know you live in Shoeville, in the big yellow house that's opposite a fairly new build big Tesco. I can find your address. I can go on Google search, look for Shoeville, look for Tesco, see which ones are most recent. If I can't see that on that there Google Earth, I can put a quick little Google search in or a ChatGPT search. I can discover all of these things. It's very simple these days, unfortunately, for somebody to nab that sort of information and get your details. So do please be careful about your online digital safety. I say it every day, every time we stream, but again, it is very, very important. So then, everybody, shall we start a round? I think we should. Let's check the volume. We're doing it for real now. This is in real life. Are you ready? Oh, I keep getting hair in my mouth. Hopefully, it's because I've got the fan over there. Right, bear with. Let me pull that hair that way. That's better. So then, it is time. The round is officially open. If you would like to go ahead and pop your question in that there super chat, in that there chat, start it using the word question. Of course, if you want to guarantee your reading, you can do so by sending it through as a super chat. Either way, you've got about 30 seconds to get your question in. Once it is in, once your question is in, one of them will get selected at random unless it's a super chat. I really am messing up my worms today, aren't I? Ask your question now. Send your question as a super chat to guarantee your 3-card reading is next. Donations of $10 or £8 or over will receive a longer 6 or 7 card reading. To try for a free reading, write your question in the live chat starting with the word question. If no super chats come in, a free question will be chosen at random. And if you need help, just ask one of our mods. Yes, indeed. If you don't know, our lovely moderators are the people in blue. They have their name in blue and they have a little spanner icon, we call it, next to their name. And those are our lovely moderators. We've got Patricia and Holland in today. Oh, and Ed. Ethelred the Unready has popped in as well. So we've got 3 of our lovely mods in today. And so absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you to those. Right. Okay. Melinda, it looks like your question was the only one, my darling. So you're going to get the first question of this first session. So then, it is a whole brand new month. I mean, technically it was on Sunday as well, but you know, we're properly into it now, aren't we? A brand new week, brand new month. Everything is rolling. And we are going to be having a fabulous month. I've decided August is going to be fabulous. Absolutely lovely. Sorry to hear you're feeling a bit under the weather, Holland. Perhaps doing your teaching thing with all of us yesterday was a bit of hard work. That's quite often how I feel if I've had to do something like that. The anticipation of it all can really be a little bit stressing. Anyway, right, Melinda, my darling, we have the cards in hand. We have the bell. Let's go ahead. So we are ringing the bell. Why do I ring a bell? Because it cleanses the space around us. It cleanses the area between readings, before readings, all of that. It's a nice, gentle cleanse. You don't have to use smoke or incense or anything like that. A bell ringing can also do the same job. It's one of the reasons why just about every house I've ever lived in has had wind chimes. So, yay. Right then, we're going to bring in Wispy. Talking about wind chimes. Good evening, Wispy. If you don't know who Wispy is, I will pop the link in that there chat in just a second. It's always linked down below. Wispy is an air elemental that I work with. Currently, Wispy is the main sort of connection point, really, between myself and the Akashic Records through the tool of the tarot. That's how this works on this channel. Right then, so I'm just making sure I've got everything all linked to this particular stream and not to last week's one, which is a thing that I am forever doing. Right then, so Wispy, Melinda Brown, that their sister from another mister, she would like to know, are Derek and Melinda a good love match? Are they a good match in terms of the kissy kissy, the romance, the forever friend, the bedroomy stuff, all of that? We want to know all of it. Are they, well, maybe not Wispy, the bedroom stuff. You can kind of keep that over there. We'll try and do PG over here on this channel now. Maybe PG-13, but that's about it. No more than that, because I get into trouble if it goes above PG-13. So that's all we want to know, Wispy, okay? Are they a good love match? Let's have a look. So then, I must say I'm quite loving this this spread, this cloth at the moment. I do have the other one, Melinda. I have found it out. I do need to swap it over. So that will probably be September's cloth. And then I need to work on one that I'm going to use for Halloween. Wow. Right then, let's have a wee look. So then, are you and Derek love a good love match? We will go with, what love reading do we want? We'll go with, oh, I know. We'll go with Wispy. We're swapping the two last round. So we'll go with you, a card that denotes you, 3 of Cups, lovely. Your partner, 2 of Swords, okay, and the relationship, the Knight of Wands. Okay, right. So, you are very loving. The 3 is all about apprenticeships and learning and growing. It's a really lovely card in terms of taking things to the next step, having that warm sort of familial element about it. I always think of the 3 graces, the 3 muses, the 3 witches of Macbeth, you know, the 3 stages of the goddess, the maiden, mother, crone, all of that lovely sort of 3 into 1 type energy comes up with the 3 of Cups. It's very much for me about the village, about the community, about the sisterhood. It's very much about kind of the bonds between friends. And so it tells me with this card that in your relationship, you like to have that strong connection. You like to have that really strong link, not just with your partner, but with your sisterhood. And for that, I mean, you know, it can be, when we say sisterhood, it could be relatives by blood. It could be friends that you hold dear. Whoever you hold up as part of your kind of collective. Oh, sorry, a little bit of apple I ate just earlier. Got stuck between my teeth. It's come out now. It's good on a live stream, isn't it? But yeah, whatever your collective is, that's important to you. It does feel, when we pull a card for Derek, the Two of Swords comes up. Now, this is reversed. If it was the other way up, I'd say there might be a little bit of a rocky-ish issue. Oh God, I can't speak today. A rocky-ish issue. Reason being, my darling, that the swords is trouble and strife, hurdles, challenges, obstacles. Twos can often mean crossed words, right? Because we've got crossed swords, it's crossed words. If you sort of see what I talk about with that. So it can mean that he could be a bit argumentative, a bit feisty is the wrong word, but a little bit. Here we go. He likes playing devil's advocate. Thank you, Wispy. He likes playing devil's advocate. He likes kind of almost testing a thought or testing an opinion to see how strong it is. Do you know what I mean? It's something like that here with this Two of Swords. It doesn't feel like it's completely negative energy at all. The reversal means I don't think it's meant maliciously. It doesn't, to me, this, when it's reversed, it feels more in play, because that reversal takes some of the sting out of the tail of the Two of Swords. And then when we look at the relationship, bear with, I'm just going to have to take a mouthful of coffee. When we look at the relationship, we get the Knight of Wands. Wands is all about confidence, self-esteem and growth. So this is a really good suit to come up in that position. And the Knight is actually an interesting energy for a relationship, and I say this with the best spin on the word interesting. I know that it's often used as an insult, may you live in interesting times, but this here, it feels interesting. It feels that the relationship isn't going to get stale. It isn't going to be one of these relationships that gets boring really, really easily, because of this sort of different energy that the two of you bring. It's almost like you keep each other sparking. Do you know what I mean? That energy is always going to be there. So it isn't one where you're going to both fall into a sort of a monotonous run of the mill, because one of you is always going to be wanting to try something different, say something different, do something different. Maybe Derek. But that's always going to keep you on your toes. And so it's also, to be honest, it also feels like, because the Two of Swords is coming in reverse like this, it's almost like he's doing it to make sure that things stay energetic. Do you know what I mean? It feels like the relationship with these cards feels like it's one which, how can I put, right, okay, this is how I'm going to phrase it. Look at me struggling to phrase things. What I'm going to say is, if you are looking for that cozy, we get up in the morning, we have a little bit of breakfast, we, don't really do anything, we sort of potter around, might go in the garden and have a look, if not, we watch the telly, and then we'll make a little bit of lunch, and then we watch some more telly, and then we go and sit in the garden, and then we watch some more telly, and then Friday night is my shows, Saturday night is bingo, every Sunday we do you know what I mean? This doesn't feel like a relationship that's going to be that monotonous, that's going to be that kind of same old. It feels like something that is always going to have twists and turns. It feels positive in the fact that this Wand card is a good card for having it kind of, always the root of it is coming from a place of confidence and a place of building each other up. The other thing that I find with Wands, sometimes Wands denotes friendship, and for this sort of reading, for this spread, it would be that friend basis is what is is where you're at the moment. And what I don't mean like there isn't any love. What I mean is you've got that solid friendship that all of this, whatever's else is on top, is on the basis of. You've got that foundation there, and that feels really important, because it feels like, you know, at times you might get a bit, God, here he goes again, about some of the things that he might say or suggest or do, but because that close friendship energy is there, that wand energy, you know it's coming from a place of, oh, let's go out and do this. It's not coming from a place of, you make me so bored, Melinda, I am so bored of you, I am so bored, therefore I have to go look. It's not that. Hopefully that makes sense. I hope it does, my darling. It feels overall like a very good solid foundation stones have been laid for you to build upon, and that I don't think you're gonna get bored of each other very easily. I don't think you're gonna be that, you know, boring old couple who do the same thing day in, day out, if that makes sense. Anyway, I hope that helps. Thank you very much for your question. And yeah, thank you ever so much. And thank you for being here as always, Melinda. You can see Melinda is in green, not on this screen here, but in the chat. Her name is green because Melinda is one of our channel members. You can join the membership, the Crow Collective, from just $2.99 a month. That goes, a third of it goes to YouTube, and then whatever's left, that comes through, and 10% goes to the PDSA, which is an animal charity here in the UK. They help people that need veterinary care, and they help people's animals that need veterinary care. And just go, doctor, oh no, there's no room in the NHS waiting list. I'll go to the vet and get them to pop my joint back in, or whatever it is. I forgot what that was called then. You saw me raising it, didn't you? My not elbow, shoulder. You know, when you get a dislocated shoulder, that's what I was going for, but my brain forgot the word shoulder, therefore it didn't make any sense. Anywho, we also donate 10% to the Albert Kennedy Trust in the UK, which is a charity that supports LGBTQ youth at risk or dealing with homelessness. And then the rest of it comes back in for the channel. I do have an update on something I mentioned briefly. I think it was on the members. It is confirmed that in theory, this coming Saturday, I should have my Agatha All Along tarot deck. It should be here for Saturday. That's where it should be, in theory, according to the Google. We shall see. If it comes, I will show you it on Sunday evening on the members only, but it does mean it won't be here for the Friday members only, but it's still saying Saturday. No problem at all, my darling. It sounds very accurate. You know, what can I say? It's a gift. It is a gift from on high. The gods and goddesses of old have blessed me and my bloodline with the ability to generously and accurately channel the cosmic energies. No, I just interpret some bits of cardboard with pretty pictures on. But yeah. Anyway, shall we have another round? I think we should. There we go. It's in the doodah. It's in the chat. Go ahead. It sounds like the round is open. It is. The next round is officially open. If you would like a reading, please do go ahead and request your reading now. Pop it in the chat, starting with the word question. One of those will get selected at random. You know all this by now. If you're new here, there's a handy dandy video coming your way which will tell you exactly how to request a reading or how to guarantee one. Ask your question now. Send your question as a super chat to guarantee your 3-card reading is next. Donations of $10 or £8 or over will receive a longer 6 or 7 card reading. To try for a free reading, write your question in the live chat starting with the word question. If no super chats come in, a free question will be chosen at random. And if you need help, just ask one of our mods. Yes, indeed. Hello, Quadrantis. Hello, my darling. You have just sent through a super chat. Let me have a look for you. You said your question is in the chat. No, it isn't. I can't find it in the chat at all, Quad. I'm going back quite a long way. I can't see it in the chat at all, my darling. You'll have to type it in again, my love. Yeah, it's not showing up for me at all. Let me just see whether you've put it as a comment on the stream, because that's something that can happen. Come on, brain. Where is the thingy? I need to go into me, into studio. Oh, bear with me, everybody. I'm just going to see if I can find Quad's question. No, that's not the one I'm on now. That is the previous live. I can't see your question at all, Quad. What I would need you to do, my friend, is just to pop it back in that there live chat, please. Pop it back in the live chat, because I'm on the video itself and it's not showing any comments on the video in the comment field. So, and it's not showing up for me in the chat. Let me just have a wee look. No. Good evening, Ellis. I hope you are well. Quad, you need to type your question back in again, my darling. No, unfortunately, Quad, nobody can see your question, and I have looked on the back end, and there's nothing on the comments either, unfortunately. So I will. Right, it does appear that Quad is either ignoring the requests or is unable to type in that their chat. So unfortunately, Quad, I will have to move on to I'm going to do Anessa's question, because that was the only other one that came in that round. If you get a chance to, please do pop your question in the live chat again. But yes, good evening to Ellis. I do hope you are well, my friend. How are you doing this lovely Tuesday evening? It's quite nice and warm in Leeds after the storms of yesterday. Oh my gosh. It was absolutely bonkers yesterday. So yeah, after those storms. Right then, as I say, I will do the reading for Onessa. And then we will go back to Quad's reading, if it's popped up in the chat, which I believe it has done now. Right, yes, I can see it in the chat. So Onessa, I'll do your reading first, and then Quad will do you straight after this. So then, as always, we ring the bell. There we go. And we bring in Wispy. And Wispy, Onessa would like to know... that is a lovely still image there, Ed. Thank you ever so much for sharing that. Yeah, Onessa Wispy wants to know what they have to look forward to for the remainder of this coming week. So a dead simple one, a couple of day reading, and that's what we're looking at, Wispy. So for Onessa, we'll have a quick look at you, my darling. Good evening to M.A. Good evening to Ma in the chat. I hope you are well. Oh my gosh. Also, I do need to get my new desk sorted out. I've been saying that for the whole of this year. I know, right? It's been sat there since last Prime Day in November. Gosh, I'm so terrible at this. This life thing. Life is life is a thing. Right then, so let's have a look. We'll go with, Onessa, we'll go with where you are. Okay, so where you are, Six of Cups. Ooh, interesting romantic type energy going on with the Six of Cups. Cups is your romantic, emotional suit. Sixes are about community, people around you, possibly even family. So it could well be that the family, there is a family connection or a family oh, there's a family around you. Stupid thing to say, but it feels like this week there is an event that is very much family focused. Whether that is blood relatives or whether that is chosen family is a little bit hard to say. It is people that have your heart, though. That is people that absolutely you choose and wish to spend time with. It's not a family member who's on the outs or someone that is, persona non gratis. It's somebody who is absolutely, or a group of people who are absolutely in your core, in your heart, in your center. When we look at what you need to know this week, we've got the Four of Swords. Now, this is interesting. There is some stagnant energy. Now, this is related to this family grouping. There is some stagnant energy. Now, this could mean that something that has been kept secret for a while is going to be revealed, right? It could mean that. It could mean that there is something here that is going to come out, right? Either that or there is how can I put it? There is a resentment that is bubbling along under the surface. So everybody's like, oh, hi, everybody's fine, everybody's lovely, oh, hi, I love you, hi, everybody, are you okay? Yeah, hi. Whereas actually, there's like, oh, I can't believe Brenda got Granddad's watch. He promised that to me, and Brenda took it, and that was supposed. It wasn't in the will, but he really did promise that to me. I know it's been like 27 years, but I'll never trust that Brenda again. Do you know what I mean? Hi, Brenda. Oh, hi. Hi, Cousin Brenda. Oh, this is Cousin Brenda I've been telling you so much about. Oh, yeah. Hi, Brenda. Do you know what I mean? It's like a little bit of duplicitousness. Oh, definitely. And then we got the Queen of Swords coming in. Oh, now this very much could be maternal energy. We've got the clues here. We've got family connection. We've got this this boiling over, ticking along feeling of resentment and stagnancy. And now we've got this Queen of Swords reversed. So the Queen of Swords, this is what's to come this weekend. The Queen of Swords is somebody who is probably maternal, matriarchal, could be a mother, could be a mother-in-law, could be a boss who's got some sort of sway over you, but she's got that sort of vibe, she's got that sort of energy. She is... Normally, I would say she's very by the book. Queen of Swords, traditionally, if she was this way up, I would be saying she's by the book, by her way or the highway, very much straight down the line. She wants things done correctly. This way, she wants things done her way, whether or not it's correct. And she is going to have some issues, some long-standing resentment with whatever this family connection is, Onessa. So be careful, because it feels like the energy is going to be off, and has probably been off with this woman for a while. Again, we're talking mother, aunt, grandmother, mother-in-law, female boss. It's that sort of energy that we're dealing with, and she is somebody who is going to, by the end of the weekend, it feels like should have either picked a fight, had a fight, said those sharp caustic words. She would have, there is something here that she would have been unable to hold her tongue. Do you know what I mean? And it's something that is bubbling under the surface for her, so just be aware of that, right? It is something that probably needs to be aired and discussed and looked at, because it's been bubbling under for a long time. This resentment has been burning for a while. A bit like, again, I'm going to say mother-in-law energy. It might not be. We've all got toxic family members and toxic friends and bosses and things over the years. If it is mother-in-law energy, it's one of those mother-in-laws who thinks that her son is better. There is no woman good enough for her son. There is no man good enough for her son. Whatever the connection is, there is nobody on this planet good enough for her son, because her son poops starshine and sunbeams and rainbows. If he farts, it smells of violet. He cannot do no wrong. He is the smartest, the bestest, the cutest, the everything. He's so wonderful. Isn't he lovely? Right? That's the vibe that we get from her. And the fact that this is connected to you, as I say, if it's mother-in-law energy, it's that. If it's mother energy, maybe she feels that way about a sibling and not you. Maybe there's this underlying kind of, you took her beauty and her looks when you were in the womb. Whatever it is, there's something here that's been churning and boiling her piss for a long time and is going to come out. I hope that helps, my darling. When it does, my advice would be let her speak, because it's been boiling for a long time, but don't get too involved with defending yourself or defending anyone else. It's almost like she is going to go off on one, and it will be like the number one Karen of the world. She will just go, and then this happened, and then don't forget 4 years ago after Brenda got Granddad's watch, and then this happened, and then you did that 4 years ago when I sent that card, and you had to send a card with more money in it, and then I did this, and then 3 weeks after that you did that other thing, and you're like, what are you talking about? I've genuinely got no idea. But for her, each little one of these moments is all part of a big, nefarious plan. Oh, I'll prove to you that she's no good. Ha ha ha. Do you know what I mean? That's what she thinks is happening. Whereas actually it's common everyday occurrences that aren't aimed at anyone, but she's thinking it's personal and she's taking an affront. There's something like that energy going on. Anyway, my darling, I hope that helps, and I wish you very, very, very much luck and all the best. Sounds like something that resonates. It's going to come up before the weekend, my darling. You'll know by the end of the week, by the weekend. All right, let me have a look. Where was Quad's message? There we go, my darling. Right, Quad's message, because Quad did send a super chat. You wondered what? You wondered deeply all the time. Hang on a second, let me just shift. There we go. You wonder deeply all the time what source or energy. What? I can't answer that with a 3-card tarot reading. You wonder all the time, right? Hang on. Let me try and understand the question first. So, you're wondering about what source or energy your soul spoke to before it incarnated here. Why does your soul have to have spoken to a source or energy? Why couldn't your soul have just popped up? Why does it have to be that the universe spoke to your soul purposefully? Okay, when you look up, you don't know who to call out to. Anyone that you connect with. Gods of Egypt, China, you don't know. Right, okay, so this isn't a question for tarot, but I can possibly help you find an answer. So what you're asking is what deity form you should pray to, because, or work with, because what deity form sent you on this journey. Okay, so let's get into the spiritual element just for a brief bit. Mods, it's 1:45. If I'm still talking about this in 10 minutes time, send me a doodah. I need to be pulled out of the rabbit hole. So Quad, right. The way that I believe our souls and the incarnation on this earth, this realm, to be, is that we are small pieces of the universe trying to make sense of itself. So if you think of a beehive, we are one little bee, right? We go about, we buzz around, we live our little life, we pollinate some flowers, we bring the nectar back, we pollinate some flowers, we bring the nectar back, we pollinate the flowers, we bring the nectar back. We live our life. We know there is a queen. We know the hive has a mind, has a purpose. We know if the hive is destroyed, we follow the queen and off we go with all of our many hundreds of brethren. But we don't know exactly what is happening until we perhaps speak to that queen. And if you think of the queen as being the universe, right? We are all little parts of that universe. We chip ourselves off we go. We live a whole life on this plane, a whole existence, and then we learn all the lessons we need to learn. All of the lessons we can get through, every single one. I believe very firmly the universe only gives us what we are able to handle. It might test us to breaking point, but we will handle it until our day is done. When our day is done, I personally believe we go back. There is almost like a download of information or an upload of information. We report back. We share our knowledge with the wider consciousness. That wider consciousness people call source, people call the universe, people call God, people call whatever. When that connects, when that happens, then we know the shape of that connection. While we're here as a little bee, we've got no idea what that connection is, right? So largely, it doesn't actually, at the end of it, it doesn't matter what deity, God form, energy source that you connect with. The important thing is connecting. So behind me in this space, I've got an image just there of, you can just about, in fact, I'll pass her over. So we've got an image here of Gaia, or I call her my Gaia, but she's technically a water bearer. So is she for the ... star sign? I think it's Aquarius. I don't really know. I see her as Gaia because I see her, she's with child and she's carrying the water of life. I see her very much as she's my envisionment of the universal feminine, the universal energy of the universe that for me is neither masculine nor feminine. It's a mix of both. And we have Gaia. She acts as a goddess. There will also be a god form, or there will also be, you know, a more masculine energy. I believe that all of it is encompassed in the one, if you like. I don't visualize it as that. I visualize it as the universe. Literally, the amorphous blob of consciousness that is somewhere that we have a little connection to, almost like a radio, right? You turn a radio on, there is a beam coming from somewhere that your little radio picks up, and you can hear music and channels and people talking and all of that stuff. Some of us can attune into the radio wave from the universe, and when you have that connection and you feel, even if you can't hear it with your ears or see it with your eyes, when you feel that connection and you feel that maybe I need to live a better life, maybe I need to live a life that is more than just about what I want. When you feel that connection, it's like having that radio tuned in. It doesn't really matter what station you're listening to. What matters is that you have that connection. And different religions base their entire book on those different radio channels, right? So all of those act as a different connection to a god or goddess, right? You have to choose which radio station you want to tune into. And then you have to twiddle the knobs one way, twiddle the knobs the other way, move the aerial, like an old-fashioned radio, move the aerial around, stand over here, stand over there, to try and get the best signal with that connection to your deity. It may well be that for you, you connect to, you mention Egyptian or Chinese gods, maybe you connect to Ra. Okay, in that case, if there is something about that god that appeals to you, something about that seems to, you go, oh, the little spark of curiosity, then learn more, do your research, learn what would Ra need for you to offer, for Ra to offer that connection to you. How do we tune in that radio, right? And it may well be, for example, I don't know, that Ra wants you to live a I don't know, you might say Ra's connection with people seems to be a holy connection. It seems to be people that want to live like a monk or a nun, or, you know, to devote their life to it. Other people may find the god, I don't know, we'll add in Thor, right, from the Viking pantheon. You may want to worship the god Thor, which is a god of thunder, as we know, but also a god of this, that and the other. And I'm going to connect differently if I'm wanting a connection with Thor than I am with Ra or with Gaia. And how you tune into that is by learning, researching, listening to your heart and your connection, your mind, whatever it is, listening to things not with your ears but with your soul, and trying to hear those messages. And it won't be somebody going, "Hello, Quad. If you would like to contact the goddess, press 1. If you would like to contact the god, press 2. If you would like to contact the whole Viking pantheon, press 3. For the Greek pantheon, press 4. It won't be that. Equally, when you're listening for a message, you won't hear a booming voice saying, "I am the goddess Lisa, and I want you to go into the desert for 3 years and build a chapel to me." You won't hear that. It's not like an auditory thing. But what you might do is you might go into the woods and ask the universe in the woods, is there a sign that I need to follow a spiritual path? Is there a sign here? Is there something? And it might well be that you hear a crow calling. Again, this is my particular folkloric, witchcrafty, vaguely pagan-y thing, post-pagan thing. Oh, there is a crow over there cawing. I can hear that. I'm asking a question openly. I stop saying the question. I get an answer from a crow. Okay, I'll ask another question. Over here, another crow caws. Right, okay, I am now listening to what the forest is telling me. Because in my belief, the universe, the god energy, the goddess energy, whatever it is speaking through the forest, and I'm hearing things and getting that connection. Everybody is different. Everybody's deity is different. How it looks for them is different. What that connection feels like is different. You are the only one who knows your connection and what that is. Nobody else can tell you. If anybody ever on the internet, on a Facebook group, a forum, anybody anywhere, at a psychic fair, a mystic, a seer, whoever the hell they claim to be, anybody ever says, and this isn't just for Quad, this is for everybody, anybody ever says that they can tell you who your deity is, who you're connected with, what your future, what your life's path absolutely has to be, is either clinically insane, fraudulent, or lying to themselves and you. Because the only person that knows your life's path is you. That's the fundamental thing. That is the fundamental root of everything here. The only person that can understand that connection, if there is a deity that you connect with, the only person that can get that connection is you. Nobody else can tell you. And equally, at various times, various gods and goddesses and deities go in and out of fashion. So for when I was growing up and coming into witchy type stuff, the Egyptian pantheon was kind of dying away a little bit. People weren't really talking about that. That was more 70s and 80s thing. But in the 90s, we were back to Greeks and Romans. So people were then looking at the Greek gods and the Roman gods. And then nowadays, it seems to be more traditional Celtic pagan gods and goddesses. So it's a lot more down that road where people are wanting to contact Hecate or whoever else. It's gone that way. So thank you. It is largely a fashion thing for current trends of gods and goddesses that are fashionable. But if you've got a god or goddess that you connect to, if there is something somewhere that you connect with, if it's a Chinese god, a Chinese goddess, an Egyptian goddess or deity, then follow that link. Because at the end of the day, Quad, the only person who's going to know that is you. This is not something that a tarot card can ever give you. What I will do though, I am going to pull 3 cards. It's not for a tarot reading as such, but it's, well, it is and it isn't. It won't tell you your God. It won't tell you your God connection or any of that stuff, because as I say, you're the only one that can ever know that. What I'm going to ask Wispy is how you find that connection, basically. Right? So Wispy, we're looking for a path. We're looking for a way for Quad to get that. Melinda, you're weird witch. You work with the elements, cardinal directions, moon phases and energy. You don't work with a deity, neither do I. I don't have a particular deity. I see the universe as everything. So I use the energies around me, whether that be the elements, the compass points, whether that be whatever. What I use and how I don't give offerings for a deity or anything else like that. I am aware of the Earth's energy from the pictures from space where you see the Earth and its protective field. That to me is effectively the planet's spiritual form. But I don't give offerings to a deity. I don't work with a particular deity because, as Terry Pratchett says, I know they exist, so why would I worship them? Do you know what I mean? Let me have a look. When did I realise I had a gift for divination? When I was very, very, very young. I've been working with tarot for 30... Well, technically 31 years, because I was 18 when I started and I'm now 29. That math does make sense. Don't think about it. Yeah, so 31 years. My possibly great grandmother was a, what's it called? A medium, like a parlor medium. She would go to people's houses and do seances and all of that stuff. My grandmother saw spirits and went to spiritualist churches and all of that. So it's been a part of my life since I was born. In terms of working it, it's been that 31-year-old journey of trying to find a methodology of putting things into place that and using the right tools. So you could be really artistic and be really crap at painting, but be really amazing at Photoshop, or be really, really bad at sculpture, but be able to sketch the most amazing sketches. You've just got to find the right tool for your form of artistry. So yeah, a single set, but I cannot, Quad, I am, the channel's called Beyond Authentic. Authenticity for me is, it runs through me like wording through a stick of rock. It is the hill that I die on. I nearly said autistic. I will be authentic at all costs, right? I cannot give you a connection to deity. I cannot tell you what deity there is because I do not know. These cards do not tell me. Nobody will know apart from you. It could be a lifelong journey, my friend. It could be that you spend the next 5 years searching, 5 decades searching, could be 5 days. Only you will know when you speak and the universe hears and responds. Only you will know what that response means to you and what it sounds like for you. It may come in the form of a Chinese dragon. It may come in the form of an Egyptian scarab. It may come in the form of a crow in the woods. It may come in the form of a wolf. It may come in the form of a star child. I don't know, because I'm not you and I don't have that connection that you have. But I will look at these cards for you. So I said about how do you go searching. 5 of Wands. Wands is all about your confidence. At the moment, you are wobbling. You aren't feeling very confident in this at all, in your journey. The reason I'm saying you're not feeling confident, one is by the nature of your question, but mainly because the 5 is saying, I think you've done some searching. I think you've probably done a course, been to see the Buddhists, been to see the Trappists, been to see whoever, spoken to people, looked online, done something along these lines and looked and tried to look into and not had a response. It isn't like picking up a telephone. You can't just dial a number. Hello, is that Athena, the goddess? Hello, Athena, goddess. How are you? Are you connected to me? No, you're not. Okay. Hello, Apollo. Is it you? Oh, okay. Hang on. But you were no. I'm sorry, Quad. Your question is about. Hang on. Let me find your original question, because you wonder deeply all the time what source and energy your soul spoke to before it incarnated here. When you look up, you don't know who to call out to. But that's what we're saying to you. Only you will know who to call out to. This searching, you've got to keep going. You've got to have this strength of keep searching. You can call out to every single named God in every single pantheon, but you also have to listen for an answer. And that does take strength. It could take your entire life. You could be like Melinda. Be very happy working with the elements and the energies such as they are, but not need to have that god or goddess or spiritual form calling out. Do you know what I mean? If you're asking about how you look for ghosts or spirits, that's a whole other thing. There's plenty of courses and books and all of those things. If you're asking about, like for me with my Wispy, getting that connection with the Akashic records, for me that Wispy is an egregore. There's a whole podcast episode on the channel. I've linked it down below. I've put it in the chat. If you're asking about, you know, what your spiritual path should be, you're the only one that can discover that. If you're asking what source or energy your soul spoke to, you're the only one that can know that, because I'm not your soul. Okay? It does feel, this Six of Swords card, just to wrap up your reading, my darling, this Six of Swords card, I do think you are going to struggle, because I do think that you are under the impression that it is like asking and hearing the words or feeling something. It could be that you speak out to every single deity form that you've ever come in contact with, and none of them respond to you. Or it may be that they've been responding, but not in a way that you've understood. But if there is some form of spirituality out there that is calling to you, if it is the cards, if it is the runes following a Norse path, if it is the Egyptian pantheon of gods, if it is whatever pantheon, whatever field of spirituality it is that you are most at home with, that's where you need to head off. Okay, I hope that helps, my darling. I really do. It does feel as if this is going to be difficult for you, because it does feel as if you're either unprepared for that journey or you're taking baggage from whatever your previous religion was with you. And that's something that is very easy to do and very difficult to unpick. But if that is something that's happening, my darling, then again, you're the only one that knows that. If you've been in an organized religion in the past and you still expect there to be a book of answers, or, you know, this is how you do things, these are the commandments, these are the, you know, passages you should and shouldn't follow. A lot of people, when they enter a more alternative spiritual realm, we don't have that book, because it's not about following somebody else's rules. It's about connecting with an energy, a spirit, a soul, a universe, an element. It's about connecting with something that is making you want to live a certain way. For a lot of us, it is connecting solely with the idea of doing no harm. That connection is as strong for a lot of us as other people's connection to Jesus Christ or Shiva or whoever it may be. I hope that helps, my darling. It's a little bit difficult to answer in this context, but I do hope that helps. Yeah, you are the only one that can find it and walk it. Absolutely, my darling. There are plenty of websites out there. There are plenty of Reddit resources. There are plenty of books. You could spend a year looking at each of the organized religions for the rest of your life and not run out of things to discover. You could spend a year for the rest of your life, every year, looking at different elements of pagan religions, as in folkloric, heathen, the religion of the heath, of the people. You could spend the rest of your life looking into that. It's whatever that connection means for you. And if that is talking about divination and finding out about spirit energy, try everything. I can't use runes. I cannot use the runes for love nor money. They do not speak to me. But give me a deck of tarot cards or a pendulum, I'm away. I'm away. That, for me, is my form of divination. And I hope that answers the two very different questions you were asking. But thank you very much for your question, Quad. Right then. Okay, well, I hope it's at least helped a little bit. To be honest, I'm not really sure I understood your question, but thank you very much for asking it, and I hope that helps. It does feel that you are going to be on a journey for a while before you discover it just by those 3 cards. But you need that strength of the strength card to carry on your search. Right then, everybody, I am going to open up a round very, 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 very soon. Before I do, of course, I'm going to play multiple doodahs at once, multiple videos at once, because, you know, who am I if I don't mess up at least once on a live stream?
Join the Crow Collective. Help to support this channel by becoming a member here on YouTube. From £2.99 per month, you will gain access to members-only perks, live streams, competitions, sneak peeks and more. Just click on Join for more information. Thank you to all our members. Ask your question now. Send your question as a super chat to guarantee your 3-card reading is next. Donations of $10 or £8 or over will receive a longer 6 or 7 card reading. To try for a free reading, write your question in the live chat starting with the word question. If no super chats come in, a free question will be chosen at random. And if you need help, just ask one of our mods.
Absolutely, just ask one of our mods. Our mods are some of the most amazing people you'll ever find anywhere on the planet, followed only marginally behind by some of our members, who are also some of the most amazing people you're going to find on the planet. Talking of which, I do also have to say, Melinda, I will be getting to the wonderful dog tarot that you did send me. So yes, I will be getting to the Wise Dog Tarot. I'm dying to do the video on it. I have been ridiculously busy this past week, and also, like I am now, in quite a large amount of blooming pain right now. I've got to say, my back is absolutely seizing up and killing me at the moment. But hey ho. Hey ho, we persevere, we persevere. Right then, let's have a look. Oh, hang on a second. Excuse me. Your son who has autism resonates with Viking runes. Amazing. Ed, one of our mods here, a friend of ours, Ed resonates with runes. I cannot, for love nor money, I cannot, they make no sense to me. I can't, no. A bit like astrology. I'm a Pisces with Gemini rising in the Aquarius house in the 9th quarter. You're a what? What bit do you read in the paper? But that's okay. What's your sun sign? My sun sign? My sun sign is I'm burning and I need to put more SPF. Oh, that's not what you mean. Oh, sorry, I don't know then. I don't know. What's the sun sign? What's your what was it they said? What's your star, your moon, your sun, and your, was it leaning? No, something else. And I'm like, how do I know that? How? I know I'm Gemini because that's what it says in the paper when you look for your star sign. Different people connect and resonate with different things, isn't it? It's amazing. This journey is amazing. Anyway, Johanna Lydia Lula. Oh my God, your name is amazing. Your name is amazing. Is it Johanna or Johanna? Johanna Lydia Lula. Oh my God, that's such an amazing name. That's wonderful. Right, let's have a wee look. So, your question is, can you have a general reading? Of course you can, my darling Johanna Lydia Lula. Oh, it's so beautiful. It's such a beautiful name. Gosh. I'm not saying anyone else's name isn't beautiful. I just really like Johanna Lydia Lula. Can't even say it, but you know what I mean. Lovely, 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 lovely. Right, let's have a reading. So then, Wispy, we'll bring you back in. No more difficult metaphysical questions that can't be answered. We'll have a general reading, please, Wispy, for the lovely Johanna Lydia Lula. Oh, beautiful, beautiful name. Beautiful, beautiful name. Right then. Here we go. Here we go. That is very true, Melinda. It could well be a connection through his biological father's side. It could well be that there is Viking blood, and that's why the connection is there. Connections go very deep. No problem at all, Johanna. I love it. I love it so much. It's such a sing-songy, beautiful name. It's the sort of name that I can see in I'm just going to say it because otherwise that sentence makes no sense. It's the sort of name I could see in a Harry Potter film. I don't mean like we'll forget for a minute in this alternate universe we've all just stepped into where Lisa says something positive about Harry Potter films. We'll forget who wrote them and who's connected to them and what a piece of trash she is. But it does sound really bloody lovely. That name, it does sound like it should be in a like you should be the author of spiritual books or something. That's what it feels like. And we should be, this altar cloth designed and made by Johanna Lydia Lula productions.com/incorporated. That's what it sounds like. Right, let's do your reading. Boy, am I waffling tonight. It's because I'm in a lot of pain without the painkillers. Right, so at the moment, my darling, the energy you've got coming in with you right now is the Six of Cups. Cups is your emotional suit. Sixes are about the wider community. It could be family, could be the village if you like, but it's the people in your life that you care about. Now, be warned, okay? This is reversed, so it does feel as if there is either some sadness coming in that circle or maybe a little bit of discomfort. There is a little bit of a disconnect going on at the moment. I think I know the reason, because in the what you need to know we have the King of Swords energy, right? Kings are generally a masculine or very dominant, a very dominant energy, and swords is the suit of obstacles, challenges and hurdles. Those obstacles, challenges and hurdles are the things in life that make us stop, they make us pause, they make us grow, but while we're going through them, they're a pain in the backside to deal with. whoever this person is, whatever he's doing, and it's likely to be a he. It doesn't have to be. It could be somebody non-binary. It could be somebody who uses she, her pronouns. Whoever it is, it's a very dominantly quote unquote alpha type energy. They are wanting to, or maybe not even wanting, but they, by their words and their deeds, they are basically causing a bit of upset among your family network, your group, right? Your roots, your people. And that can be friends. It could be someone that's upsetting the friendship circle. It could be someone that's coming in and upsetting the family circle, where perhaps they are, I don't mean they've knocked the magazine off the table, Family Circle magazine, if you know, you know. I don't mean that. I mean, they could be coming in and causing some ripples. It could be end of a relationship for an aunt. It could be cousin's new boyfriend. You know what I mean? Whatever that connection is, it's a bit wibbly and a bit wobbly. It is going to lead you to either some disruption in the workplace, bizarrely enough. So this could even be work family, although doesn't quite fit. But it is going to lead to some element of a lot more work and a lot more effort that you are going to need to put in over this coming couple of weeks, right? The 8 of Pentacles. Pentacles is career, work, finances. It's also growth, effort, the amount of work something takes to achieve, not necessarily just these 5 files you've got to go through. The 8 of Pentacles is about having really hard deadlines and working flat out to meet those deadlines, working really hard to get this project finished, working really hard to maintain this relationship, whatever the project, quote unquote, is, right? It's going to take a lot of hard work. The fact that it's reversed is suggesting that the deadlines are going to get missed, or it's not going to go, it's not going to be easy to save or to fix, right? So family issues, group of friends, group of family, a little bit upset, a little bit of a wibble going on within that network. Why is that happening? Because a alpha male type energy is coming in and causing ructions. Are they trying to be the boss? Possibly. Could this be a father figure, father energy, father-in-law energy, granddad energy, boss at work energy? Absolutely it could. But they're coming in with that bullhorn and carrying that sword. They are absolutely 100% coming in trying to wave that sword around. This is what you need to do. I'm going to chop off your hands, basically. And that is going to lead to a lot more work on your part for this coming next couple of weeks to try and offset this and to try and repair this upset here. Because it's going to feel like your friends or your family are out of sorts for the next couple of weeks. I hope that helps, Johanna. I really, really, really do. Whatever it is, listen, forewarned is forearmed, as they say. At least if you know that whoever this person is, the minute they start acting out, the minute they start trying to lay down the law, at least then you'll know, that's who Lisa meant. Right, okie dokie. I know how to deal with them. I need to make sure I support the other people around me, my other friends, my other family, and basically not let this swear word person get away with things and ruin the circle, friendship, family we've got. Hopefully that makes sense, my darling. I really, really hope it does. But thank you again for your question. Right then, let me have a look in that there chat. Okay, Ed, have fun with the pupper. Rufus has found a forest or a wood or something that is somehow what's it called? Somehow enclosed. And you can take your doggo to the enclosed area, let your doggos off and let them go run around. So yeah, could be interesting. I will keep you updated as to how, if we end up going, how it is, and we'll arrange to all go with puppers. But yes, anyway, I hope that helps. Right then, Okie dokie. Right. I've just looked in the WhatsApp. You didn't need to do that. It was fine. I was handling, but okay. Right then, shall we open up a round? I think we should. A round is now officially open again. If you would like a tarot reading, please do the things. You know all the things by now. By the way, if you haven't done already, can you do the YouTube things as well? You know what they are, where you do the thumbsy uppy. That really helps. Hit the thumbs up button and then ding your bell if you haven't already to hit that subscribe button. But then ding your bell and change your settings to all, right? Change your settings to all. That way YouTube should, in theory, notify you of when I go live or when I post a video. There will be some more videos coming as soon as I can get time to actually sit and read them. Film them. That's the word I was looking for. Yeah, I'm going to sit and read a video. My brain tonight, I'm telling you. I may not go all the way through till 9. I may well be a 1:45 finish because my back is absolutely screaming at me right now. But anywho, right, let's have a look. We're going to go to the seaside.
Ask your question now. Send your question as a super chat to guarantee your 3-card reading is next. Donations of $10 or £8 or over will receive a longer 6 or 7 card reading. To try for a free reading, write your question in the live chat starting with the word question. If no super chats come in, a free question will be chosen at random. And if you need help, just ask one of our mods.
Yes, indeed. Do check out those earrings if you like. I didn't really explain it on there, but I actually make all of those and they are blessed. And the ones that I wear are just here next to me. I am wearing my bats today because of the passing and the funeral of course, Mr. Ozzy Osbourne. Yes, unfortunately. That is why I have been wearing bats recently in honour of the Ozmeister. Anywho, Tia Beer, hopefully I'm saying that right. Oh, look at your pussycats in the thing. Are they cats? Are they lion? What is that? It looks like a lion, a lioness and a pussycat. Is that right? Is that actually what I'm seeing? Hang on, let me press this other button and then I can see it a bit larger. Oh, it does look, I think it may well be a big cat and a house cat. Anyway, my darling, your question is up next. Now, listen, it's probably going to be the last one for today's session because I am, as I'm sat here, I am getting in more and more pain with my back. So, unfortunately, I do think I am probably going to have to cut it a little bit short tonight, unfortunately. But I'll do my best. So then, here we go, and we'll swap over to the other camera. There we go, fantastic. And Wispy, Tia Beer with the wonderful cats in the profile picture would like to know what is next for them and S the Pisces. So S is a Pisces. What is next for Tia Bea and S? That is what we want to know. We'll have a look at that for you. Ooh, almost flipped a card then. Didn't quite have the energy to flip, but nearly, Wispy. You nearly did it. We haven't had one we haven't had one. I think we didn't have one on Sunday either, did we? By the way, everybody, although we're probably going to finish early tonight, don't forget I am back on Sunday evening, 7 p.m. UK time for more tarot readings. For the members, I'll be back at 7 p.m. on Friday evening. At 7 p.m. for our members only Friday night natter. I may or may not bring out the board that I was talking about on the Sunday members. We don't know yet. It could be anything at all. But grab yourself a drinky poo poo and some little nibbly nibblies and get yourself settled on Friday night for that. You can ask any question you want. It'll be an interesting little relaxed session. And then Sunday, of course, for our regularly scheduled members only stream. Right then, Tia Bea, let's have a look. What is next, Wispy, for Tia Bea and S the Pisces? There we go. We've done your drop. We are going with where you are right now. Ooh, Lovers reversed. Right. Ace of Pentacles reversed and the Ten of Cups upright. That's an interesting combination. So then, my darling, let me have a wee look just here. Let me move the microphone. So then, the Lovers reversed would seem to suggest that there is a little bit of a difficulty in play at the moment as far as the relationship is concerned. Now, that could be that it could be that things are just going a little bit. Oh, no, I've just realised I've moved to the wrong screen. There we go. It could be that things are just going a little bit haywire. It could be that the pair of you are just having a few issues right now. Or it could indicate that this is actually a like an X type situation, that there is actually, the S is possibly already an X. Obviously, I'm not going to know exactly what that is referencing at this point. But what I will say is, it feels like there is a disconnect at the moment between you and S, right? Because the Lovers can mean all sorts of different things. It does feel as if this is this was a. Right, okay, thank you, Wispy. It does feel like it was a romantic relationship. And I'm not saying was as in it's definitely past tense, but it feels like I'm not talking about you and S as like pals, friends, mates. We're talking about there being a much deeper loving connection, whether that connection was a physical romantic love, whether that was the sort of friend love that you get but is almost that familial love that you have for like a best friend. It feels very much like that love connection is 100% there. What you need to know, there is something has started very recently, right? Very recently. A new project has begun. Now, this could be work, this could be money, or this could be there is something that is taking a lot of effort in the relationship. Now, the problem with this, my darling, is that this project, this is reversed, right? So it's almost like somebody's heart's not in it. And I don't know if that is... I don't know whether somebody has checked out, whether somebody hasn't got time. Maybe there's a work issue, or literally spends a lot of time working and building a career and then may not have time for a relationship. But it definitely feels as if there is something here. This has changed. This is what you need to know at the moment, right? So whatever the cause of all these issues have been, it's because of something that has changed, something has altered, something has begun that's different. Now that doesn't necessarily mean it's a bad thing, right? People change and grow and go through all of these different phases in life all throughout our lives. That's the nature of living, is to grow and to experience different facets of ourselves. But this growth has meant that, like, the connection between the two of you, it's almost like one person's almost outgrowing the other. Do you know what I mean? And I don't think that's intentional. I think it's just whether it's a new job that's taken somebody slightly off course, or whether it's a new, project, a new going into education, going into whatever it is, one of you has just started to veer off from the other. And that's not to say it's because they want anything less of a relationship or any less of a connection. It's just time-wise, someone's spending time doing something else that isn't necessarily related to you. And that's going to leave less time for you within that connection. The one thing I'll say is an interesting future outcome here, because the Ten of Cups, tens are overflowing. Literally, in this case, you can see that the card is overflowing with this water energy. The water's coming in the top cup and then flowing down all of these other vessels, the bowls, the jars, the glasses, everything down to the bottom, and then is still overflowing here, look. So there is definitely a lot of energy going on. Now, be careful, okay? Be careful that this love energy doesn't end up a little bit one-sided. And what I mean by that is it could very easily go that whoever started this project is kind of, now has maybe less time for the relationship. And so because they've got less time for the relationship, the other person may well be feeling a little bit left out, a little bit like their needs aren't being met, that their emotional needs, their physical needs, whatever it is, aren't being met at the moment. And I'm not saying that person will cheat at all, but sometimes that person can then become more determined to take up more of the other person's time. Do you know what I mean? As the relationship, as the one who's veered off, the partner that's left can sometimes almost go a little bit stalkerish, a little bit obsessive, because you're then trying to do all of these things to get that person's attention, and that can lead down some very difficult paths. I don't necessarily feel, because of the way these cards have come up, that it's going to go down that road. But I would not be an ethical reader if I wasn't pointing that out, that it can lead to a little bit of a one-sided connection with this 10, because the 10 is almost like, but I love you so much, why don't you love me in the same way? Why haven't you got all your time for me? Like, what about me? I know you're doing this thing for you and it's really important, but where am I in the relationship? Why am I not important? Well, I've just started a new job. I've just started a new course. I've just gone back to college after wanting to do... Oh, yes, I know, but what about me? You used to spend all your time making sure that I was happy, that I was significant, that I was important, and now you're spending all that time on you. But what about me? Do you know what I mean? It could feel like that from that other person's perspective. Now, with my non-tarot but sort of limited counselling experience, skills training type thing hat on, that can often pass, and it often needs just a grown-up conversation of, look, you're being selfish. You know that I've wanted to go back to college or back to work or whatever it is. You know I've wanted to start this new project, and I am still totally in love with you. I am still 100% here for you. But I also need to do this for me. It may well be that that conversation would be the make or break, right? Because if this person is able to realize that actually being a little bit possessive is going to drive the other away, then in theory, that realization should be all it takes. In reality, sometimes it depends on the connection that you two share. It really does. Sometimes it can lead down a more difficult path, right? It can. I think because you've got the Lovers card, and because it is reversed, I do think there have been... It does feel there's quite a significant ripple or disturbance in that disconnect in that relationship right now, my darling. I'm not saying it's not repairable. I'm not saying you can't come back from it. Absolutely. There is nothing here that suggests it's permanently broken. There is nothing here suggests sort of permanent separation or anything like that. Just be careful that whichever one of you has started the new project doesn't feel guilted into or doesn't feel gaslit into doing what the other person wants, right? I'm kind of hedging my bets a little bit. Let me have a look in the chat, because I've got the strongest feeling of what I should be saying, and I'm not saying it. You have a few issues right now. Yeah, with that Lovers card reversed, I'm not surprised. You've talked through some things today, and he wants to keep working at it. So is he the one that's started a project, or is that you? You feel you're the one that's drifting off. You're focused more on your work now. Or it could be both of you. Right, no. If you're drifting off and working on... Right, okay, so... you are Tia, he is S. Right, okay. So then... Be careful, Tia. Tia Beer. Because... if you're focusing on your work more, that's fine. As long as you are still wanting to be in that relationship, right? If the reason you're focusing on your work is because this relationship no longer fulfills you, no longer gives you what you need, then bite the bullet, be fair, be honest, be upfront, and make it easy for the pair of you, or easier for the pair of you. If that relationship is not fulfilling you and is not doing what you wanted and you don't want to be in it anymore, and you're using focusing on your work as a way out of it, have that adult conversation, because that isn't fair either. However, if you want to be in this relationship, and you say you've talked about things and you're, working through things, if you do want to be in the relationship and you're just focusing on work because you need to put your career on the front burner at the moment, right? And if that's going the way that needs to be, then fantastic. If S can't see that you can split your time between him and work, and just because he's not the sole center of your attention right now, and that you're doing some other things for career advancement, to get more money, whatever that is, because you feel like it's your, you want to better yourself in whatever way. If he can't see that, then be wary of this card coming in, because it could well be that there is an emotional levering and emotional kind of buttons being pressed to make you feel a certain way that you should be putting him first. Okay, just be aware of that. things can... My nose is itching. Patricia, you know about these things. If your nose is itching underneath, what does that mean? Does it mean I need to do the bewitch thing and twiddle my nose? I don't know what that means. But it does honestly feel, my darling, that if there is ever a hint of anything going a little bit out of hand, or if it feels like you're being gaslit, or if it feels like you're being asked to do things in a way that you don't want to, then at that point, speak to someone within a charitable organisation that might be able to offer you some support. I'm talking if things are turning a little bit abusive or or if things are turning a bit manipulative. If that element's coming in, then that 10 of Cups, that's what I'm talking about, it being a little bit of a red flag moment. So just be a little bit careful. I'm not suggesting it is going to come into that. If you can have that conversation of, look, we're both grown-ass adults. I just want to get better at my job, get this promotion. I still love you and I want to be with you. I can do two things. If that doesn't go the way it goes, then yeah, be a little bit careful. As Patricia says there, look. Oh, what? The nose itching. Oh, I thought you meant... I mean, that could be a message for you, to be honest with you, Tia Bea, that actually... You know, there could be something brewing here. If that is what that means, Patricia, then yeah, it could well be that. Anyway, I think I am going to close off today. Thank you ever so much, everybody, for joining me today. I'm going to end slightly early. My back is absolutely hurting me a lot at the moment, and I need to go and take some more pain pills and everything else. So yeah, no problem at all, Tia Bea. I hope it was a help. Forewarned is forearmed, as they say. I will be back, all being well, on Friday evening at 6 p.m. for the members only, and I will be back tomorrow evening on Beyond Authentic Health, where we are documenting our weight loss journey. So yes, and don't forget, on Friday evening we have a members only live stream. There is still plenty of time if you would like to sign up for the membership. It's $2.99 a month. You can always join for 1 week, pay that money and then cancel it immediately. You've still got that month if you just want to test it out and see what it's like. But we will be live on Friday evening at 7 p.m. for the members with a Friday night natter, 6 p.m. every Sunday with our members only, sort of normal members only lives. And yeah, I will be back tomorrow evening at 6:30 on Beyond Authentic Health, talking about mine and my partner's weight loss journey, offering support for those of you on a weight loss program, where we support the gainers, the losers, the gainers, and the maintainers. So if that sounds something you'd be interested in joining, come and find us over there as well. But that is going to be it for me today. And as I always say, first of all, thank you so much for being here. Thank you ever so much for all of the members. And of course, thank you to the amazing bunch of people I am very fortunate to have as my moderators. Without all of you, I cannot do this thing. So thank you so, so, so much. Everybody, you owe all of the readings that we do on this channel to the mods. And yeah, I will be back very soon. And as I always say, stay you, stay true, stay authentic, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.
So, apparently I'm a witch.
'Cause she's a witch.
We've got a witch!
I'm the love witch.
I am a witch.
I am a witch.
I'm a witch!
Sally just came out.
Now the witch is back!